Homeworld and the Gem Empire at large seem to have a pretty unique relationship with organic life, and by unique I mean that they absolutely can't stand the things. I'm not even messing around when I say this either. I mean, even Garnet, Amethyst and Pearl, being the crystal gems aka the guardians of the earth, would act pretty indifferently towards humanity up until the finale of the show.
Are we engaged in a secret staring contest?
Garnet, are you okay?
I'm fine.
But wait! There's more!
This place is wrecked. Give me one down low.
No accolades for you, Amethyst.
Staying true to the values that were presented to us in the extended theme song that was released to promote the series after the season 1 finale, Garnet's reason for fighting to protect the earth was to be able to make sure that she'd have a place where she was free to exist.
I will fight for the place where I'm free to live together and exist as me.
Pearl was fighting for the earth in hopes of keeping humanity and all of its many forms of organic life safe, sure, but even she would be the first one to admit that she was only doing it to preserve Quartz's legacy.
She probably just wanted to protect you like everyone else.
What do you know? You've never even met her!
God damn, girl.
And as you'd expect, our girl Amethyst was fighting to protect the earth and keep the planet safe from the clutches of Homeworld, because up until the moment that she got the chance to leave the planet and visit the human zoo during the middle of season 4,
You won't believe what I've been through. These amethysts, they're really, really great.
What?
it was literally the only place that she'd ever known.
I've never seen this one around here before. Oh, I really like your hair.
Amethyst, leave him be! You don't know where he's been!
Look, the crystal gems are not being put on trial or anything, okay? Because despite their reasons, all of them would still put their lives on the line to fight for the planet against their own kind when nobody else would. But I'm just using the gems as an example to prove that even the defenders of the earth, who were all followers of Quartz's teachings for years, would have a pretty strained relationship with humanity and organic life.
That's them, alright. They're the ones that keep breaking my machine.
You remember that weird reaction that Jasper would have after meeting our boy Steven for the first time?
What is that?
It calls itself the Steven.
He's just a human. He isn't a threat at all. He's not one of them.
I know what a human is.
Ha, no you don't. Jasper, if you truly understood what a human was like you claim, then why did you actively choose to keep one of them inside of a cell that was specifically made to contain gems?
Ew.
And just to address the other side of the argument, if you really believe that Steven was the original version of Quartz who was just, you know, playing a trick on everyone, then why didn't you follow through by continuing to beat her into the ground like you said you always wanted to?
Neither of you saw Quartz? Oh, what a shame. I'd hoped to meet her. I was looking forward to beating her into the ground.
There he is!
Your base is taken. Your armies are ruined. You have failed.
There you go, you knocked out Quartz. Now just keep pummeling her into that nice greeny sand until she poofs for real this time.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Alright, but seriously, Jasper's first couple of interactions with Steven during the season 1 finale, the Diamond's noticeably confused reaction to the existence of the corrupted gems.
What am I looking at?
And Homeworld's secret reasoning for wanting to utilize the cluster makes it extremely clear that the Gem Empire hasn't actually been a thing for very long. And we know that this is true because of the extended timeline that was carefully written out for us by Rebecca Sugar and the Croniverse themselves inside of a Steven Universe End of an Era art book. Check this out, the Gem Empire began with the mysterious creation of the Great Diamond Authority around 20,000 years ago, and while I understand that 20,000 years might sound like a really long time to us lowly humans, keep in mind that the diamonds wouldn't manage to unlock half of their powers during that time span or even figure out how to master the vast majority of their most basic ones.
Oh, stars, how did you even survive? We blasted the planet and obliterated every gem on its surface.
They weren't exactly obliterated. You can't just magically make me feel better.
Yes, I can. That's literally my new power. I've been going from planet to planet, giving voice to the little gem.
White Diamond's powers work in reverse now.
What does that mean?
Peridot would reveal to Steven and the rest of the Crystal Gems during the season 4 premiere titled The Kindergarten Kid that corruption as we know it doesn't exist at all on any other colony in the universe and is shockingly exclusive to the Earth.
Are corrupted gems not like this on Homeworld?
We don't have anything like this on Homeworld.
The wildest part about this is that we'd learned from the Diamonds themselves during the season 5 episode titled Legs from Head to Homeworld that none of them actually intended to turn all of the gems that were left on the Earth into giant monsters to begin with.
You have to help her, all of them.
Very well. I can try, but I make no promises.
Yeah, the Diamonds were expecting for all of those unlucky gems to have gotten completely wiped off of the map instead, which is really interesting, right?
Damage from the diamonds.
I've been thinking that this most likely happened because with the explosion of Pink Diamond in the ultimate diamond attack launched against the Earth, then instead of all 4 of the diamonds releasing an energy wave that would have been powerful enough to just straight up exterminate every last gem on the planet, Yellow, Blue, and White, performing an incomplete version of the ultimate diamond attack, were only capable of corrupting their bodies, emotions, and minds respectively, transforming those poor gems into something entirely new. The main takeaway from the origin of corruption is the fact that the Gem Empire is so new that the Diamonds, who are literally the leaders of Homeworld, don't understand how their own powers work. But okay, what do the gems understand?
To come out misshapen, to reshape yourself outside your purpose, and to defend this ruined, worthless planet is a disgrace!
Gems not only pop out of the ground knowing exactly what they were made for, but they also readily emerge with a certain amount of knowledge about the Homeworld Empire and its origins already implanted inside of their heads, or gemstones. Back when Steven and Amethyst would fuse for the first time, we'd get the chance to see something very strange.
Who are you supposed to be?
Oh yeah, who am I now? I feel like Amethyst knows this.
Yeah, Amethyst was able to pull out Smoky Quartz's name from her mind despite the fact that she had most likely never met a Smoky Quartz herself before the events of Legs from Head to Homeworld at the very least.
Whoa! Maybe things won't be so bad.
Just to clarify, it's been confirmed by Rebecca Sugar that single gem versions of cross gem fusions exist within this universe. And this was also implied to us on the show by Blue Diamond when she was talking to Garnet during the season 5 episode titled Together Alone.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you talking about Garnet?
Garnet? Does that call herself a Garnet?
Here's what I'm getting at. Just like how Amethyst was able to tell that her fusion with Steven resembled a Smoky Quartz, I'm thinking that gems also emerge with a natural and primal instinct to not hate organic life but to fear it.
I want my cluster, and I want that planet to die. Just make that happen.
The diamonds were made 20,000 years ago by something much stronger than them, and about 15,000 years later, we'd see that Yellow Diamond was completely obsessed with getting her hands on the cluster. It can be easy to forget that the cluster wasn't just conjured up to destroy the Earth.
Right now, it lies dormant, incubating in the Earth's core. But when it emerges and takes its physical form, it will destroy the planet.
Yeah, according to everything that we learned from Yellow in the middle of a call with our girl Peridot during the season 2 episode titled Message Received, the cluster was created to become a brand new weapon for the Gem Empire.
And what is the status of the cluster?
The cluster will emerge shortly.
Good. We'll finally get some use out of that miserable planet.
Now, if you're anything like me, then your next question would probably be, why in the world does Homeworld even need the cluster in the first place? I mean, it's a planet-destroying geoweapon, and the diamonds kind of need the planets that they're conquering intact in order for them to be able to, you know, create more gems and develop actual colonies. Putting the idea of Homeworld needing the cluster to fight off against a much larger threat, together with the idea of all gems emerging with a fear of organic life, and I'm thinking that whatever or whoever made the diamonds 20,000 years ago must have been organic themselves.
Steven's a gem and Steven has a dad.
There are no other gems like Steven.
Are you sure?
The Moon Goddess and the Sun Goddess are two religious entities who are shockingly worshipped by both Homeworld and the Crystal Gems. This can be proven by the fact that the Sun Spire and the Sea Spire are two structures that are seemingly always chosen to be constructed first by Homeworld during the development of new gem colonies.
We have to place this Moon Goddess statue on the top of the lunar Sea Spire before midnight.
And by how invested that the Crystal Gems were when it came to being able to preserve a Sea Spire that was located on the Earth.
Oh, and the water damage.
Sure, we'd learn later on during the season 1 episode titled The Test that the Crystal Gems were mostly used in this mission in particular to gauge how ready our boy Steven was for more serious missions. But we'd also learn during the season 3 episode titled Back to the Moon that Pearl was horrible at acting.
Of all the indignities, do what you want. I'll never talk.
Meaning that the Crystal Gems must have genuinely cared about the state that the Sea Spire was in, which confirms that they probably all believe in the Moon Goddess and the Sun Goddess.
I don't have it.
What? I must have left it on the bed.
Now, what else could it mean to be a goddess to the diamonds besides being one of the individuals who were directly responsible for their creation? And that's exactly what I believe that the Moon and Sun Goddesses were. That's right, the architects of the Gem Empire were in all likelihood the Moon Goddess and the Sun Goddess. And they were also probably the real first two organic gem hybrids in the universe. It's already been confirmed that Steven is basically immortal himself and will only die of old age if or when he chooses to. This would explain why all gems emerge with a deep internal fear of organic life. While fear isn't directly comparable to respect, it is one of the closest emotions to it. And wouldn't it make perfect sense for the gems to be made to feel a certain level of respect, or yes, fear, for their real creators? If you take the statues of the Moon Goddess and the Sun Goddess at face value, then they are clearly both holding the gemstones on the outside of their bodies. A feat that is quite literally impossible for any gem that isn't an organic hybrid like our boy Steven. So yeah, to tie all of my thoughts together, because I realized that this video might have not been the easiest one to follow along with, the diamonds set out to create and gain control over a bunch of massive geo-weapons like the Cluster and Spinel's mysterious injector. Geo-weapons that were powerful enough to defeat the Moon Goddess and the Sun Goddess, and the diamonds were doing all of this because of a deep internal fear for their organic creators eventually returning to judge them for their sins. And in that regard, maybe gems and humans aren't all that different after all.